G'day guys, and welcome back to SimWorld episode 19. Today, we're going to talk through a few things. We're talking ProTee VX. We've just had a big update from ProTee. We've had an even bigger update with GS Pro, with them just dropping version 3.1.1. And then we're going to talk about the V-Track as well. And as always, we're going to be doing Q&A along the way. Welcome back to the show. We'll wait till people start coming in. We'll make sure everything's ticking along. Looks like Spike's in the chat. Good to see you, mate. The usual guys, the usual suspects are coming in now. Top Gun's in as well. That is good to see. And we'll just let that build up. Ian's in. Good to see you, mate. I always appreciate, people from the UK joining in. It's really late there. It's like midnight. So Tomat's in as well. We're going to crack a Mount Franklin sparkling water. Lovely. Ian, your setup, you got to put some pictures. Oh, Phil's in the chat as well. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether you were going to come in, Phil, or not, so it's good to see you. CJ, whereabouts are you, CJ? I don't think I've seen your name before. CJ, just trying to think. Yeah, so quite a few updates this week to softwares. ProTee, GS Pro, major updates. I'm still waiting on the update from V-Track. They said they were going to send me an early preview of the new software so then I could show that off. But I'm getting ready to do my final review on the V-Track. I've put it through its paces. And so, yeah, we've got a couple more videos to drop for the V-Track. And then I do want to actually check out the new software before I do the final review. So we'll see. Hopefully the final review will be out in a week or two. We'll see. Long time lurker. Okay. Yeah, nice. Very good. Spike saying, Joe, is your league public or private? Looking at setting one up for short hitters. It's public. I just went public, so then anyone can join. Yeah, the Bayside ramps are fantastic. Yep, I've just got mine, like I just built mine using, things from Bunnings. I used foam tiles, those EVA foam tiles, and then I used, Sam told me to get carpet, what are they called? Carpet tiles, I think. So I've got EVA foam tiles and then just carpet tiles over it just to make it look kind of flat. But I know the ones that Sam has now, they look way more seamless and they just fit nicely. Yeah, it doesn't cost Spike. That's the thing. So ultimately, I did want to get the Joe Lagowski Golf as an actual club in GS Pro and do it that way, in SGT, sorry. I wanted to start a club. There's costs associated with that. So what I thought I'd do is do a league in the short term and then potentially go to a club later on, because I do want to do multiple events. I've got to talk to Scott, because the league for me, the race is very long. So it's a season-long race. And to me, the league, it goes too long. And what I'm thinking of doing next season or next year is doing 2 different seasons. So having one run through June and then one from July to December. That's my goal. I do also have some more prizes that I'm getting made now. It's quite exciting. I've got some prizes being made up for the final event. So I'll have like, hopefully have the sponsors, and then also have some prizes that I'm going to chuck in as well. I'm thinking of maybe trying to do something for the Rolex events. That's possibly going to happen this year to try and tie us over, because I feel like with the league, it kind of culminates in the race to Scotland, but there's nothing really leading up to that. You've just got to play each week. So I really want to have more prizes as we kind of go through the season to try and keep people motivated. And I'm thinking the Rolex events are a perfect opportunity for that. Jez has just joined the chat. Good morning. Good to see you. It's good to see all the names come in. We've got so many members now as well that have always tune in. New launch models that compete with the ProTee VX for the price and performance. That's a great question, Lee. So I have been testing out the V-Track, and the V-Track is incredibly similar to the ProTee, incredibly similar. We're not sure what pricing is going to be in Australia. We don't even know if we're going to bring them into Australia. So it's just, yeah, we just don't know. But that launch monitor is overhead. It does a lot of things extremely similar to ProTee. It's just in its infancy. So we'll see how that product develops. I'm keen to check out the new software and see if it does compete with ProTee, because I feel like it's an early version of ProTee, and the ProTee where it's at now is really, with its software, just getting better and better. They've just implemented the optimizer, so I'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, that's really, I guess, the ProTee's main competitor in terms of, you know, what it does and price point. Yeah, Lee, so pricing in the States is already out and it's set. Pricing in Australia is very different. So we don't really know what it's going to cost until we add on import fees, we add on, you know, all the crazy Australian taxes. So you can almost double the price from the US. That's what Sam says. If you double the RRP, usually that's what it's going to be in Australian dollars, but we just don't know. That's if it does come in a few $1,000s cheaper, then that's where, hey, now you've got something that's more affordable, that's doing things very similar. Then you've just got to kind of wait till the software catches up. So, but at the moment, I will have my full review on it. Definitely check out all my individual tests. It is really good and very, very promising, but it's almost like, I mean, if I had to say, it's literally almost identical to a ProTee from 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. So it's going to be interesting the way V-Track approach the software side of the house, though, because they are an AI company, the people that make it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they attack the software side of the house. So I think the main difference between the two units is going to be their approach to the software. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I'll be hopefully follow along with it. I've got the unit, I've got the ProTee back on the roof. It's good to have the ProTee back on the roof, but I'll hopefully be following along with it and keeping you guys up to date. Yeah, Ian, the new optimizer is fantastic. Let's talk about the optimizer then. So ProTee have released, and this is really cool, and this is why I love this community and what we've kind of grown. We as a community, I put out a poll to everybody saying, what do people actually want from the ProTee? And everyone in the Facebook group, if you want to be a part of these polls, join the Facebook group. But everybody in the Facebook group voted for, hey, I want to see, you know, this come to the ProTee. I want to see an optimizer. I want to see, you know, there was heaps of others on the list, and we've got a video of the top 10. I ranked them, did all the rankings, and then put the video out there. ProTee's watched that, and they've gone, what's the number one thing that everybody wants? An optimizer. A few months later, what do we have? An optimizer. How cool is that? As a community, we have influenced ProTee to do something with their software, and they've done it, which is so cool. I mean, it's just so cool that we kind of have that sort of impact as a community now to kind of drive or, you know, influence these companies to do something. And when it's such a good idea like that optimizer, I think ProTee saw that and said, hey, we can implement this like right away. And they've done it. We also have Spinloft now, which I've been banging on to ProTee for so long, saying, hey, give us Spinloft. Like, it's a metric. You had the two metrics there. All you've got to do is do the math and give us the Spinloft. They now have that with the optimizer. So it's fantastic to see. What was the other thing with ProTee? I was going to say something else. Oh, low point. That's going to be the next thing I think that I try and push with ProTee is low point. If we could try and get low point as a metric, I think that would be fantastic. So Sam mentioned it. That Sam was the one who put me onto it, but I think low point is something that we could definitely try and get ProTee to do. I feel like they could do it. They've got the 4 reference marks, and so they can hopefully see, you know, vertically how far that's adjusting as you come through the ball, and they might be able to give us low point, depending on how far back the unit's able to detect the club head. We'll see. Blake saying on putting, oh, by the way, with the optimizer, I will have a video coming out. There's a few things you need to do with the optimizer. You need to set all your static lofts in the settings. So if you don't set your static lofts, then some of the metrics are going to be out. So you do have to set your static lofts. Blake saying, on putting, what do you think a solid HLA variance is to try and achieve? So Blake, for me personally, my goal is to be within half a degree, left or so open or closed. That's my goal, to be within half a degree. Realistically, for most amateurs, within a degree. So from, I think it's 12 feet out. This is all by Quintic, by the way. From 12 feet out, if your putter face is a degree open or closed, you're going to miss the putt. And so for me, if I can get my horizontal launch angle to within half a degree, I think that's pretty good. For amateurs, maybe start with a degree, left or right, work on that, and then try and narrow it down to where you're hitting it like really tight. I think realistically for me, when I'm on with my putting, I'm pretty good with HLA. Like it's pretty spot on. You've probably seen that in a few of my videos. Blake, and then Blake goes on to say, and how different is yours with lab versus other? So with other, Blake, I would always push my putts, and it was just, I just couldn't. And you saw my stroke. If you watch some of my really old videos, and one of my mates told me this, and I didn't even realize. I was outside playing with him, and I was hitting putts and struggling, and I'd always push it right. Over time, my stroke developed to where I would take the putter head outside and then pull across the ball to try and pull it online. So it changed my stroke physically because I'm trying to manipulate the club head. And that was just me. I'm probably an extreme case. When I then went to the lab, I had to go back to my stroke and go, I can't take this thing outside because if I do that, I'm going to pull every putt. And I was pulling every putt. So it took me that transition period that I talk about, getting my alignment correct, getting really neutral with my stroke, and actually taking it back and letting the arc actually work a little bit inside. So yeah, for me, the lab has been a game changer. You can see, I mean, look, you watch me putting on GS Pro. When I putt outside as well, my roll and my awareness of my stroke and everything to do with putting, I think I've just gone into that rabbit hole and I've really become a better putter from it. It's really, it was eye-opening. So for me, I love the lab. I love the technology that goes into it. And it's really that combined with, I guess, getting a bit more analytical and going into it a bit more has really made me a better putter. So Spike saying Square did the opposite. We wanted club speed and they said not a priority at all for them. Yeah, I should try and email Square again. It's been a while since I've talked to Jin, and I think an email might be good just to try and see if we can get club head speed. I think with the Square, that's the obvious thing that everyone wants. Like realistically, if they just added club head speed with driver, just with driver, don't care about anything else. Yes, it would be nice to have it with everything, but just give us club head speed with driver, and I think 95% of people would be happy. Jez is saying low point would be huge for the ProTee. I agree. I think it could do it, Jez. It just depends how far back the actual unit is picking up the club head. But even still, you think that they should be able to try and get it. I'm not sure. Dom, good to see you, mate. I haven't seen you actually in person for a long time. I need to head to the Drummond range, I think, and catch up. Matt saying, is there a way in GS Pro to tell if you're in a fairway bunker or greenside bunker? That is a really, really good question. And that's something I want to know as well. I'm going to dig through. There's a GS Pro manual that has everything in it. It might be outdated. I'm going to go dig in the manual and I'll get back to you on that because, like, you know, if you're in a greenside bunker, it's what, 25, 26%? If you're in a fairway bunker, it's 6% for the speed. So really, it'd be nice to know, because usually I just estimate and go, oh, I'm near the bunker, so I'll, you know, play it as a greenside bunker. If I'm a little bit away, we'll play it as a fairway bunker. But it would be really nice to know, because you get in those situations where it could be either, and then you're not sure. So yeah, ProTee Optimizer. What I'll do, I'll quickly put this on screen just to show you guys. I'll bring up the ProTee software, and hopefully this doesn't go too crazy. So there's the optimizer. Now in settings, you've got, and I've got to make sure is in club bag, I think. So yeah, this is where your bag is. I need to go through, I need to delete some of these because I don't have a 2-iron. I don't have a 3-iron, I've got a 3 hybrid. But what you do, so for, say, driver, for instance, you click on the driver and then you can enter your static loft. So ProTee, what they said is they need that static loft number of all your clubs. Now, I've got a sheet because I'm obsessed with my lofts and lies. So I've got a sheet that has all of my lofts and lies in it. So I'm going to go and input all of these. I need to delete a lot of these clubs though. But yeah, this is a job for later. I'll don't have a 5-wood. Don't have a mini driver. But yeah, I'll go through and I'll enter the static loft of all these. So yeah, 16, that's pretty much bang on, I think. But yeah, we'll go and do that. And that will get your optimizer more accurate. I did defeat the optimizer. If you follow me on Instagram, I defeated the optimizer. I out-optimized the optimizer. I did, I hit a drive when I was playing in the Tips Tour and I just caught it perfectly. And it was, everything was green and my carry yardage was 287, I think. And then the, what did the optimizer said? 284, I think, for the carry yardage. Let me pull it up. I out-optimized the optimizer. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, 286, and the optimal it says 284.9. You can't really see that. Head over to my Instagram because it's funny. Everything was just so perfect that I defeated the optimizer. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah, Matt's saying he's got screwed over a few times. And yeah, no, there would be, Matt. It would be in the instruction manual. So definitely check out that GS Pro instruction manual. It's probably something like if it's within 10 yards of a green, then it's a bunker. It's a greenside bunker. Okay, there we go. CJ saying apparently for GS Pro bunkers, it's a bunker within 40 yards of the green is generally treated as a greenside bunker, while those further out are considered fairway bunkers. And it's just up to, I guess, the designer to either dictate whether it's a green or a fairway bunker. Alan saying, isn't the bunker penalty related to distance to green? I'd think that less than 30 yards or so should always be greenside. Yeah, it's just knowing that yardage. What is the actual yardage, I guess, that I'd like to know. And I guess other people do as well. Lawrence is saying, hey Joe, have you considered producing a training series and some drills within GS Pro? So Lawrence, I do have my member videos and I've got member skills tests associated with certain drills, I guess. That's, I guess, part of the member channel. So you've got to sign up, be a member, and you'll get access to those videos and the skills tests. The general part is what I don't like. It should just say in the mini map. Yeah, see, Matt, that'd be good if it just said greenside bunker, fairway bunker, because then at least you'll know the percentages or around the percentages because they are dynamic. I get that they're dynamic, and I think that's good, but it would be nice if it just said greenside bunker or fairway bunker, just so then at least you can kind of make a correct assessment. Let's talk GS Pro update, because I put out a video. It was just a huge update. So many amazing things came to GS Pro, and man, I love that. In my opinion, the best simulation software in the world is now pushing the boundaries. I mean, they are really pushing the boundaries and implementing some really good things. One thing, I think I got a few favorites. One of them was the foresight offset adjustment, the auto offset adjustment. Please, please bring that to all other launch monitors, or at least the officially supported launch monitors like the ProTees of the world, the Unicores, all of those officially supported ones with the official connectors. Give us offset. That'd be so good. I need to email Dennis as well and just say, can we push for that? Can we please push for that? Little things like with the V-Track as well, having that video that pops up on the screen, I think that's fantastic. I'd love to see other companies implement that. And I don't even think the overlay with the V-Track, I don't even think that's GS Pro related. They're just overlaying that on your screen. So to me, any company could do that. It should just be a checkbox. Do you want the overlay or do you not? The ladder drill. The ladder drill is so good. But I wish with the ladder drill, it let us go down. So like 5 yards for me is a big tolerance. I want a tighter tolerance. I want 2 yards, 3 yards. That'd be perfect. So you can really, really punish yourself. I generally, for me, a 3 yard is my tolerance. Yeah, I know the Mevo Plus has so much data, and I would love to try it. I know the issue is, since I've put my wall in, I really don't have like a massive amount of room now behind me. I've got maybe 7 feet. It's getting tight, and I don't know whether the Mevo Plus needs to sit further behind than that. I'd need to check it out. But I did, Ben from Home Golf Australia has been talking about trying to get me a Mevo Plus. He's like the Mevo, what is it called? Flight Scope dealer. Let's check out some of these features on GS Pro. Let's jump in. So the ladder drill, absolutely love the ladder drill. We'll go and check that out. I just wish with the ladder drill, like I said, it went down further. A bunch of improvements under the hood for GS Pro as well. And one I didn't touch on, which I will touch on in this video, was and I need to explain it. I'll get Harris has been helping me out understand this. The GKD update. So a lot of people don't realize what that actually means. So yeah, in the driving range, a couple of my favorite things. One is this one. You can change wind direction and then also strength up to 30 miles an hour. I love that. Absolutely fantastic. We also have the ladder drill. Amazing. You can get so good. I actually haven't seen what happens if you fail. Let me just go NIDA per level 1, attempts 1, carry. And then this fail mode, -1 and then 1. I don't know what that is. Let me just hit and see what it means. And I'll try and fail this on purpose. And we'll see what if you do fail, what it does. Just hit a little chip shot. Back to level, okay, so it just takes you back to level 1 then. So you go back to level 1, or does that mean -1 level? So if you fail 50, it'll go back to 40, or you know, if you fail 50, it'll go back to 45, and then level. Okay, so that, I get it now. So that means if you fail -1 means if you're on level 50 or 50 yards and you fail, it'll go back to 45. Whereas fail mode level 1, if you select that, that means it's going to send you back to the start. So you've got to start over. That makes sense. Dom saying, let me have a go, I'll fail, no problem. Yeah, so that's what that means. Go back 1 level or go back to the start. So that's cool. You've just got so much. It's just, they're really, their range and the dynamic holes. I love the dynamic holes. I've really got to start digging into this playground as well, because this is, you know, I feel like the playground is kind of like a random dynamic hole, but you can change like your pin location and ball location. So yeah, I need to start playing around with this playground. What else? So that's the driving range. Those are kind of the main features from the driving range that I love. I do love the new mini map, how it gives you your yardages to all your hazards as well. That's amazing because you don't need to then go and actually look at all the hazards. And then finally, let's talk GKD. So one of the features that came out is, hey, Greg. Oh, perfect. Greg will be able to help me with this question. So, or this, what I'm about to talk about. Right, Greg, I'm talking about the GKD feature that's just been launched with this new update of GS Pro. So if I've got this correct, what this Greenkeeper, what does GKD stand for? Greenkeeper something? Greenkeeper, don't know what the D stands for, but essentially what this does is it allows you to change the, so limitations with GS Pro, and the heat map's amazing, Tomat. Limitations with GS Pro, when you build a course, you can only have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday pins, and then you can only have up to 7 tee boxes, I believe. So that's a limitation within GS Pro. What the new GKD feature is it allows you as a user to go in and alter the pin locations and also the tee box locations and save that additional GKD file. And then what you should get when you go into, like, let's go to a local match and we'll just go to a random course. When you go to your match settings, you should have an option to select the Greenkeeper or GKD file that you want. So that means you can essentially get a golf course from whoever's made this golf course. Say we'll go to one of Greg's. So we'll go to Greg McDonald and we'll go to Jack's Point. So what that means is you can play Jack's Point and have the pin locations and the tee boxes how Greg has set it up, or you can go into the files and create your own tee box locations anywhere on the course and your own pin locations, and you can use those files. So it basically makes it a lot more personal. You can change things. Say if you can't hit driver in your room, or if you've got like a kid who you're trying to get into golf who can't hit it far, and the designer hasn't put a tee location for juniors, you can go and put tee locations halfway down the fairway for your junior. It's not gonna, like, when you put the tee markers there, it's not going to actually look like a tee box. It's not going to have like a mown little bit. It's just going to put the markers there, and you can select that as an option. So it shouldn't affect SGT and how that runs. SGT should be able to go, hey, we're going to use the original GKD file. But what it means is you can essentially make your own tee box locations and pin locations on any course. So yeah, that is the new GKD feature that I didn't really touch on in the video. So yes, it is huge, Jez. It is massive. Harris has been talking me through it. He's done it a few times, but I have not tried to do it myself. I don't know how in-depth it is. Greg, can you help us out? Greenside bunkers versus fairway bunkers. Is there a yardage cutoff? Like, if you go in a bunker and it's, say, 20 yards away from the green, is it up to the designer to designate that as a fairway or greenside bunker? Or is it the software that goes, if it's within 30 yards of the green, it's a greenside bunker. If it's outside 30 yards, it's a fairway bunker. Help us out. So yeah, GKD feature, massive, massive thing that's come with this software drop that I don't think a lot of people know about. Big shout out to Harris for getting me onto that, and then also being persistent with messaging me so I say something about it. It's all on GS Pro. Okay, so is there a yardage, Greg, that GS Pro uses to designate it greenside or fairway? Because I know there's a distance, but I just don't know the distance where it goes, hey, that's greenside or fairway bunker. We are incredibly lucky, Jez, to have Greg as a designer. That's above the designer's pay grade. Oh, come on, Greg. I expected better. No, that's fine. I think there is a GS Pro manual. I'll have to look it up and just see if it's in the manual. If not, I'll send some messages to GS Pro and just see what they say. GS Pro users manual. Let me Google the users manual for GS Pro. I know there is one. We'll see if it's in this. Right. Here's the manual. If you haven't seen the manual, it's literally just the manual for GS Pro. It's a user's guide. So everything you need to know is in this manual. If we go, I don't know if they're going to give you a distance though. Find in page. Bunker. Oh no, that's not off to a good start. It doesn't have bunker in the document apparently. I'll have to look at it at another time. We'll have to go through it. Yeah, I'll go through that in my own time. Okay, it doesn't. Tomat's saying it doesn't say it in the manual. Portrush, I cannot wait to play that. That is going to be so good. I love that you're doing that. Where are they playing the Ryder Cup after Bethpage, Greg? Having a mental blank. We need that course in GS Pro, just saying. It's that beautiful course. Ryder Cup. 2027. Adair Manor. We need Adair Manor, Greg. Oh, you think someone's building it? I hope they do it justice. Adair Manor would be incredible. Oh, T Squared's doing it. Yes. Very good. I should have asked ChatGPT about the greenside bunker. That's a good idea, Blake. Dynamic based on swing to take. No, there's definitely two types of. There's fairway and greenside bunker, but they are dynamic. Oh, man. LiDAR is just gold dust, isn't it? The LiDAR data. Absolute gold dust. For everyone who doesn't know, Greg is doing another fundraiser. I posted it in the Facebook page. Jump on the Facebook group, and it's Black Desert, I believe, is the course name. So if you can donate to Black Desert, that course is going to look amazing because Greg, with the backdrop of the mountains now, He's just so good at it. You look at Jack's point and all of the backdrop looks incredible. Black Desert has a lot of like, you know, mountains and it's, yeah, just please jump on and donate. I think last time I checked, it was just me and you, Greg, that had donated, but I was in early. So let's have a little look. We'll jump on. GoFundMe. Here we go. Oh, look at that. $1,230 has been raised already. That's so good. So you are getting LiDAR for that course, aren't you, with that money, Greg? That's what it's going to? Whoa. Robert Cottle just donated $306. That is incredible. He must live around there or really want it. There's a few names. Kyle Leskew is in. Michael Murphy. Give a few shout outs. Who else do I know? I think that's it. Yeah, hopefully that course comes to life. I'm sure it will. Okay, Blake's saying apparently bunker adjustment depends on ball speed. See, I'm sure. We can just do a test now. Let's jump to the... I know, because when I set up the practice range, when I set up the Joe Lagowski... Oh, no, I've gone to the wrong one. I need to go on course practice. When I set up the Joe Lagowski training facility, Scott said to me he needed to place the bunkers further away from the green so they would act like fairway bunkers. So let me just go do a quick test. So if we go to practice, on course practice. And we'll just go check this out. LiDAR data and really good aerial imagery. See, that makes sense, Greg. If he's flying it with a drone to get LiDAR, surely it's got a camera on there and he can just give you the 4K imagery or whatever it is. Mevo Plus is fantastic. It's just indoors being a radar unit. That's where it's just has, you know, potential or more potential to be problematic than camera-based units. But for what it does, it's incredible. I will say FlightScope have really squeezed every ounce of, you know, juice out of the Mevo Plus. Like, it's incredible. The software, the data they give you is incredible. And it's really easy to understand with the overlays. They've really squeezed everything they can out of that hardware. So when I was building this range, this was the issue because I wanted to have a fairway bunker and a greenside bunker in this location. But what Scott said to me is I can't have that because this is a fairway bunker because it's far away from the green and you cannot designate a fairway or greenside bunker. So that's why I had to do, I'll go into free flight mode. That's why I had to do two different strips. So I had to do one there close to the green. Let me show you this, sorry. I had to do one there close to the green for a greenside bunker. And then I had to do one further away to have a fairway bunker. So that's kind of why I've got the two different sections because I wanted to just have a greenside bunker and a fairway bunker right next to each other. But if we go back and I'll hit just a flop shot quickly. So this is a fairway bunker. So it should be about 5 or 6%. And I'll just hit a normal chip shot. So that should be about 5 or 6% penalty if it tells us. Oh, see, no, that was 82. So maybe, do you know what? Maybe Blake's right. I always thought that fairway bunkers were different to greenside bunkers. Let me just do a full flop shot then. We'll do a flop shot. 75%. That is really interesting. Maybe Blake is onto something. Let me do a full shot then. Let me get, I'm so stiff. I did a massive weight session yesterday. My body's so sore. We'll just hit a 8 iron. Maybe we need to do some more testing with this. I always thought fairway bunkers were 6%. Oh, that was a stiff swing. But maybe Blake's right. Maybe they are absolutely just all dynamic and they're all the same. Yeah, look at that. So 93%. Let's go to a greenside bunker. This is good testing. I reckon Blake might be onto something. Let's go to the green. This will 100% be a greenside bunker. We'll do, let's just do a full 8 iron. So 98 iron. So 93, 100%. Oh, stiff. We'll see what that gives us. 93, 100%. Let me do a flop shot. Yeah. I reckon Blake's right. Well, according to this little test anyway. Live testing looks like Blake is absolutely correct. There's only one bunker. There you go. That's really interesting. I always thought there was 2 different bunker types, but that's just proved me absolutely wrong. So there you go. We will go back. Okay, testing complete. There are only one type of bunker in GS Pro. So it is all on the launch angle. It's all dynamic based. That's kind of blown my mind a little bit. I always thought there was 2 different bunker types. Matt saying I didn't realize bunkers was such a mystery. The drone imagery, yeah. Outdoors, it's better than MLM. Yeah, Jez, it's in a different league outdoors, realistically. The MLM2 Pro is it's an entry-level device that is incredible and very accurate. But if you look at the Mevo Plus, it is an outdoor launch monitor. Like, it's an outdoor launch monitor that you can use inside, but realistically, like TrackMan 4, it's meant to be outside. That's where it thrives. And so it is going to be better than the MLM2 Pro, but does Mevo Plus have a range ball mode? I know the MLM2 Pro does, and it's absolutely fantastic. Soft sand says... Tom at, yeah, it's a rabbit hole, isn't it? What speed equals what penalty? We're going to have to do some more testing on that. I really am. Thanks, Darren. I really appreciate that, mate. Whereabouts do you live, Darren? Are you in Australia or the States? You're starting to build your sim. There's a lot of people starting to build sims at the moment, like a lot. I've just had a few people at my work get really into sim golf. I might have had some influence on that, but all of those guys are going to try and get some sort of setup at home. In Missouri, nice. Yeah, nice. You've got access, Darren, to so much in the States, like really, really high quality products over there. Just whatever you do, Darren, don't get a SkyTrack. Not that I have anything against SkyTracks. I just think for what you get, for the price you pay, it is just, honestly, you can get so much better. You can get so much better. This day and age, you shouldn't have to hit from a laser dot. Oh, Mevo Plus has a range ball mode. That's good. They have really, Mevo Plus, I mean, Mevo and Flight Scope, it's a fantastic device. So, Alan, what I'm going to do is I've started using ChatGPT a lot, and it's fantastic. And you can really figure out some complex, scenarios and situations. What I'll do, Alan, is I'll just hit a few different shots, a few different reference shots, and then what I'll do is go, if the ball does this at this speed with these launch conditions, or I'll import that data into ChatGPT, and then I'll say if a ball does this, and I'll import a few different scenarios, give ChatGPT enough information, and it will build you a graph, and it will say, hey, if you hit it with this speed, this launch, it'll equal this. That's how I'm going to do it, and see if it works. So Darren's thinking about the Unicore IXR. Unicore is a fantastic product. It's a fantastic company, and it's an amazing ecosystem. Unicore has a really, really good ecosystem with things like the performance optics, where you can get the balance plate, you can get the cameras. However, there's always a catch. You absolutely pay for it. You really pay for it. And so what I'll say is this: Unicore is amazing. If you've got the money, do it. It is expensive, and you've got ongoing subscription fees as well. Now, the thing with Unicore as well, the thing with the XR, and don't let this dissuade you, Darren, from getting an XR. For the life of me, the only advantage I can see from mounting it behind is that you're not going to hit the unit with a golf ball. But you can just get a case. Like if you get the IXO, or if you get a ProTee, you can get a case that goes on it. So then if you hit it, it's fine. Having something mounted behind overhead just does not make sense to me, because impact location, things like impact location and all these data points and metrics, it can't do because of where it's mounted. So it's almost like they've mounted it behind, which to me is just not optimal. Whereas something like the ProTee, like the guys are saying, it mounts ahead and it looks down, and you can see all of your data and everything come through. It's stickerless, but you're also getting dynamic loft, dynamic lie, you're getting impact location, all these features, all these data points. Whereas the mounting position of the XR being behind, I get it. It's nice because then, it's out of the way, you're not going to hit it. So it is a fantastic device. I haven't tested it yet, but Unicore is an amazing company. I love my iMini, and I love their ecosystem. You're going to pay for it. If you want swing cameras, you're going to have to pay the Unicore price. I know in Australia, for 2 cameras, they're like over $3,000, which is just nuts. It's just nuts. If you've got the money, do it, because everything speaks to each other. The ecosystem is amazing. But I got my cameras for $130 each, and they plug into the ProTee software, and it works. So, yeah, look, ProTee's definitely come a long way. I won't, Darren, unfortunately. In Australia, Unicore is owned by one company who imports it, and they are the sole distributor. So, being partnered with Bayside, I don't have access to Unicore products, and so I'm not going to get to test the XR unless Unicore themselves. I have spoken to Unicore direct in the States. As soon as they found out I was in Australia, they just went, nah. Because at first they went, yep, would love to send you some stuff. As soon as they found out I was in Australia, it was like, nah, we cannot send you anything. So it is what it is. I won't test it. But honestly, Darren, go, if you can try it somewhere, go and use it, because like I said, the ecosystem is amazing. Unicore's got a really good reputation now, a really good brand name, but you're going to pay for it. So, yeah, that's where I'll leave that. I've got nothing against Unicore as well. Like, I think their products are amazing. I love my iMini and I recommend it to anyone. Like, I honestly, the only thing with that iMini now is that the white on the club heads that it has issues with. Apart from that, it's amazing. You just get it. If you've got the money, it's fantastic. Yeah, so that's the XR. Darren, definitely check it out. Don't let that dissuade you from getting it, but just look at other options. Look at the ProTee. Look at the ProTee. V-Track's only new, so that's kind of in its really early phase of its life cycle. That's going to get better and better. I think there's a lot of products out there now, especially ProTee, that's really been proven by people like myself. The one thing I will say about the Unicore, Darren, is they dimple track. So that is a massive positive, is they are actually dimple tracking. And what that means, let me get a golf ball. Unicore products, because their cameras are a bit better quality, they're going to lock onto the individual dimple on the golf ball, and they're going to track spin and spin axis using the dimples on a golf ball. Whereas units like the ProTee, units like the V-Track, they need to use like a logo on the golf ball. So they'll need to use like this TaylorMade logo, the Pix logo, something to lock onto the golf ball to then do spin and spin axis correctly. And so that's a massive pro, I guess, for the Unicore products. Yeah, the ecosystem is great. Yeah. Jez is saying, when will you get the GolfJoy unit? Well, hopefully I will have the GolfJoy very, very soon. And it will go through the exact same treatment that the V-Track's gone through. I've got a lot of, I've still got some shot. So I've done a new official test, spoiler. I've got a new official test and it's a shot shaping test. And so I think with all these units coming out now that don't dimple track and some do, I think, and especially for radar units, if I do get another radar unit, shot shaping tests are going to be part of the official testing now. So I'll drop a video maybe in a couple of days. I'm going to do a Pix golf ball with the V-Track, and then I'm also going to do, I've got a golf ball where I've like sanded down the logos to try and really trick the units. I'll try and find it. And this is the one I used with the ProTee to try and really trick the unit so where it cannot see a logo and just see, hey, does it still get the correct spin axis if the unit cannot lock onto a logo? V-Track do have a, just like ProTee, V-Track have a an algorithm built in to say if the unit doesn't see a logo, that's when it will try and estimate the spin axis based on all the other data it's collected. And so I've got, as part of the official shot shaping test, I've got it with a Pix ball, and then I've got it with this golf ball with essentially no logos. ProTee, I did a test with ProTee with this ball, and it worked flawlessly. The spin, what do they call it? Spin AI, the algorithm that ProTee has, nailed the shot shape. When it missed a logo, absolutely nailed it. So stay tuned, because V-Track is going to be put to the test. It already has been put to the test. I know the results. Spectrum Golf Technologies, yes, Top Gun. So I will be doing a video shortly on that. Stay tuned, because there's a lot that I've got to do. I've got the unit from Brett and Mike. That unit is ultimately going to be sent back to them, and they're going to send me the V3. So stay tuned for that. I think I might even do an update video, talk about some of the updates. I was going to talk about the updates while using that device. And then when they send me the new device, that's when I'm going to do a video with Brett. And I'm also going to do like an interview style. And I'm also going to do a playthrough video. I've also got the Nova. Yes, I've got the Nova. And trust me, they are, again, those guys, amazing guys. I've got that unit, and I'm going to be doing an update video with Chad, and I will be going through, and Taylor, sorry, I will be going through with that unit and showing that off. They've got exciting news as well. that unit is available for pre-order. So definitely stay tuned for that. Tough question for you, Joe. Does Nova offer enough over square to purchase it instead? Seems like it kind of gives you less other than righty and lefty. So, Alan, stay tuned for the video because I'm going to be talking to the guys. I'm going to try and, again, have them on the channel to talk about the product. You get lefty and righty with the Nova. You also get, and a lot of people, I've had the guys at work, they're really interested in Sims, and they came over my house and they were trying units. And I had the square there. Both of them freaked out because they didn't want to break the unit. And this is where, if you're going to get the square, just get a case for it. I know Spike does one. They Simply Me 3D Prints does one. And then you can also get the official case. Get a case because then you're not scared to hit it. But the difference between the Nova and the square sitting to the side, the Nova is such a low profile that it didn't bother, like it doesn't bother you. Also, you've got the touch bar. You've also got the Nova. It's got some tricks up its sleeve. It's not just a photometric device. Let's put it that way. It has a few tricks up. Let me get it. This thing has a few tricks up its sleeve. So it's got the two cameras that you know at the front there. It also has the touch bar, the light bar. It also has this little thing here, which I don't know if you can see that. That is actually a radar. So this unit has a lot of tricks up its sleeve, and it's got a lot of things baked in where it's going to give you club data. It's going to give you club speed. It's going to give you a lot of things. And also, these guys aren't just about having a launch monitor, right? It's not just going to be like a square unit where it sits off to the side and just does ball data. It does a few club data like dynamic loft and things like that. These guys really want you to be able to use this thing and get better at golf and do it easily. Have a seamless, time when you're doing it. So it's got a lot of things built into it that probably people don't even know about. So stay tuned because, the Nova is a fantastic device, and it's one that I'm going to do more videos on. I really want Chad and Taylor to come on the channel to talk through it, just to give you guys a really good appreciation for what it does and what it's going to do. So stay tuned for that. So I guess to wrap that up, if you want a unit that's just going to do ball data incredibly well, that just works right now and is ready to go, get the square because it's cheap. It can do everything. If you just want to play sim golf, it's a fantastic device. If you want to invest into more of a, a family, more of like if you join the Discord group, it is a really strong community. The device is obviously going to be fine. It's really good, amazing at all the ball data. It's going to have club data come to it as well. Also, the way these guys work, they're very good with integrating things into, like it's all an open source unit. It's open platform. So they've got it already hooked up to like the swing softwares like Kinevere and OBS to where you can get impact replays and things like that. Not by using microphones, but by the launch monitor telling them that the ball was hit at this time. So you can get this unit and you can use all of these really free and cheap softwares. Well, free softwares, you've just got to buy the cameras to then integrate things like swing cameras, integrate great things like impact vision, all done for free using the software. So the Nova, there's a lot more to it than just essentially a square in a low profile unit. If you mount a camera on your roof pointing down at the ball, a high-speed camera, you can then integrate that with the Nova software to give you that impact vision, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. Things like that. The guys are really open to things like that. I guess quickly, let's brush I kind of talked about VTrack. I haven't really like addressed it. So VTrack, I will be having, like I said, a final review. I'll be giving the update to the VTrack once I have the new software. I want to try the new software. Hopefully they can get it to me in the next week or so. If they don't, I'm just going to just do the review and be done with it. Not be done with it, but you know, I feel like I get these launch monitors, I put them through their paces, and I do a lot of testing and a lot of just using the unit and playing with it to really get a good understanding of what the unit is performing like and what it offers, rather than me getting it, doing one video, hitting 3 shots and saying, yeah, this thing's really good. Use my product code and you'll get a good price and I'll get a kickback. I don't do that. I actually get to know the unit. I put it through all the official tests, as well as just using the unit to then give you guys a really good feel and show you exactly what the unit is like to use. So I kind of want to close that loop with the overall review. And then obviously we're going to get updates and I can go down those update parts as well. But I feel like I want to close out that VTrack loop to kind of just go, right, all the official testing's done. And then we can kind of move on, because I do have the golf jaw unit coming that I'm going to start that process with. So it'll be a lot of official videos, etc. And then getting to know that unit as well. And then hopefully we'll get a VTrack update, go back to the VTrack, do the update videos, etc. So there's a lot of units coming, and we're keeping up with it. We're just keeping up with it. Probably look a bit like a duck, calm on the surface, underwater. I'm working pretty hard. The other thing I've got as well, super exciting. Jez is going to get excited about this. This was sent to me. I've got a new headset, and I've also got a new controller attachment sent by Deadeye. This was actually sent by Golf Plus. I talked to Matt from Golf Plus, really nice guy, and man, they're doing some seriously cool stuff. So stay tuned for that video, because the Golf Plus is it's going to be good. I can't wait to show it off. There's a few new features that really take coaching to a whole new level, funnily enough. The overlays that they're showing on Golf Plus with professional swings, and then you being able to put the club in those positions, it's really cool. Stay tuned. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the live, unless we have any more questions come through. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. And then I've got to do an optimizer video. I'm so sore. I'm so sore. We'll have to try and beat the optimizer. I'll need to get loosened up. It'll take a while. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Darren. Good luck with it, mate. Good luck. Definitely check it out. Do your research. But don't fall for those videos where people are just trying to get a kickback. Just do your research and buy the one that you think is going to fit your needs. Thanks, Tomat. Really appreciate that, mate. There's so many fake videos on YouTube now that you got to be careful. You got to be careful. All right. That'll be it for this one. Hopefully I'll catch you guys next week. I should be back next week. But yeah, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. Any comments or questions, as always, leave them down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.